ago. Therapy has done me in, I believe no more in anything spontaneous. Everything stinks, since my personality kinks, unravelled and undangerous, expose me as I am, a mouse. No more hunter of blue cheeses, tea sipper, freaked out on Jesus. I am the sum of minuses, less appetites, opinionless. All the lemming words that once complimented my performance have left the lexicon. No words for what I have become. I have no poetry to tell the rhyme of how I really feel. Emotion in a quarantine, a prey to any anodyne. I've read the books on self-esteem and feel like cat who's found the queen, until I'm urged that letting go is what an addict has to do. Hate no more, discourage vices on the way through midlife crisis. Love is all and all is love. Revert once more to God above, however boring it may be. I'm stuck with him and he with me. The road to God is travelled well. I've walked them all, I know the ways. There's only one highway these days, not borings to my Celtic soul, where inner children rock and roll, back through the mists where rivers dance, jigs and reels at half a chance. Holistic is the buzz for me. In healing fields, my honeybee with nectar smooths continuum, from here and now back to the womb. Let's face it, we must all go back, if only for the trip, the crack, to seek out positivity, determined sexuality, finding that deep down abides one's tender, feeling female side. My hugs are pure and gender-free, no more the rake, the libertine. My country is a caring scene. I'm on a road that's litter-free, directly headed back to me. Before she became my wife, and it was one of those magical moments for a poet when it all happened, and it didn't require an awful lot of thought. And it has a distinction in that it has won the only prize I ever won for poetry, and that was in the Doire Poetry Festival in 1972. And that takes me back a while. It's called Moments. You said there were those intervals when souls experience complete suspension. Clear, lucid moments, transcending routine, rooted in some far haven in the heavens, where all our souls are supervised. I know there are those moments, not improvised and rarely named, but though untitled, they remain profoundly recognized, impressed, computed in the memory, as some cascading falls, purges ailing mosses, stagnant pools, smoothing itself into a stream.
Poetry. You mentioned 1972 there. When did you start writing poetry?
A long time ago. I started writing poetry when I went to secondary school in 1960. The first poem I ever wrote was in Irish, and oh yeah, I forgot it did. That's another prize I won. I won a prize in Fesh and Curry in the Curra Fesh in County Kildare. And like a lot of writers, I was heavily influenced by a very good English teacher. I went to school in Newbridge in County Kildare. He was a Dominican priest called Henry Flanagan. He was a sculptor himself and a great teacher of English. Right, and I'm not the what you might call the average poet in the sense that I didn't. I went into business. I trained to be a chef, and one of the very first poems I wrote was called Cabbage Cleaner, and I was working in the Gresham Hotel in Dublin in 1960, where one of my jobs was to clean cabbage. And from there I went to hotel school in Shannon, and Brendan Regan was there at the time, I was there from 1961 to 65.
10 years previous this year.
I see, Well, well, it's obvious that I'm much younger than you are anyway. As far as poetry, I was always writing poetry, but as a working chef and then subsequently as a restaurateur, my wife and I had our own business, and it was very difficult to make time for writing. And we had a restaurant in Kinsale in the 70s, and in 1977 I decided that I had to face up to the fact that what I should really be doing was writing poetry. And we closed down for 6 months that year, and I devoted myself to poetry. And I had a mentor in Cork Examiner who used to publish poems of mine now and again. And I earned £11 from poetry and writing in 1977. So reluctantly, I had to decide that cooking for a living was more lucrative and more likely to maintain a growing family. In fact, if I may just finish, I didn't expect that I'd be telling you the story of my life, but I'd like to finish, if I may, on another poem, which is about my daughter Jenny, who happens to be here.
Lovely, beautiful, charming girl. She's over there on the right hand side of the room.
I think I've lost Jenny. 2 and 3 and 4, we commandeered the trolley by the door. You, my special offer, I propelled between the lines of cereals, spices, jams. 2 for 1, the relish in the hand. Along the aisles of cans and creams, we cut a dash. Careered past cabbages and plums, we slowed a bit before the frosty stares of those who thought the place belonged to them. That stuffy manager stopped us in our tracks. This is not a playground, sir. You stumped in with your outrage. Oh yes, you did. You snapped. Bad man. Must not be nasty to my dad. How we made our trolley dance to the playfulness of this romance, stocking up for one day hence on the way to independence.